Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, the show where we talk about streaming technology. This is our pre-Turkey Day show, episode 262, the day before Thanksgiving 2021. I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hey there, Clyde. How you doing?
I am doing great. How are you?
So it's gonna be Turkey Day tomorrow, which means obviously the day after is the day of blackness, which is weird because it's actually happened all month long. The deals.
See, they finally because of last year. So everybody talks about how the movie wall has been broken.
Okay.
And, you know, now
the theaters and
genie's out of the bottle. It's never going back to the 90-day exclusive and stuff because of last year. The thing that I've been saying forever, which is, why do we need to confine Black Friday to one day? Just do it all month because everybody's doing it online. Because of last year, that's what everybody's doing now. And I don't think we're ever going to go back to the in-store only one day everybody trample each other.
Well, I was about to say, if they can like make it so the trampling is spread out all month long, I'm for that.
But what's the point? I mean, they're really, because now, I mean, people know that, hey, November is the month for deals. I've got all this stuff I need to get for December, and I can get it all week, but quantities are limited. You'll still get the demand. You probably stand to make even more money,
quite frankly,
because a lot of times people had to decide, do I want to go to this store or this store? And then you don't have to when the stuff is actually available online, because I can go to as many stores as I want to from my browser.
Right.
And for all you know, I've got 6 stores up right now that I am actually browsing deals.
Here's the other thing is that, we're starting the month and you can get these really epic deals and like, oh man, I'm going to pick this. Oh, that's a really good deal. Maybe I'll be able to pick that one up. Okay, good. I'm going to do this. Okay. Guess what? Come Black Friday, you're going to still have the urge to go and go see what's out there.
And I mean, there's some companies, or there have been some deals that have been doing it week by week. So this week we've got these deals,
right?
And next week, then you've got, so there's still that anticipation and the, playing on people's urge to, Matt wants more traveling. Because I mean, the big thing is you want people to be engaged and be excited, so that, and emotional, so that they're more likely to spend than think. Because if you stop and you think about it, you go, oh wait, this thing is actually normal price.
Darn it, I hate it when that happens. No, as far as trampling goes, I expect the same amount of trampling. I just wanted it to be spread out more than the 24 hours of Black Friday.
He wants all trampling all month long.
No. I want a little bit of trampling.
He wants 48 hours of trampling.
No.
So what you're saying is you're more into a purge style Black month.
No. Oh God, no. How about we all just look at our current stuff and say, what I got is good. I don't need anything else, except for maybe those things you actually do need, something that you have that's broken and worn out, maybe something you've been aspiring to eventually to get because you've been saving your money. Responsible stuff, instead of, ooh, that's cheap, buy it before anybody else is. Punch that guy before he gets it. Let's run and get stuff and smash things. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I only went out See, I never even when Black Friday was in stores only, I never did it. There was only one year that I actually ventured out, and that was because my siblings and I had decided we were going to get a TV for my parents. And Micro Center had one, and it was like, okay. I went out to Micro Center a couple hours before they opened, and I stood in line, which in itself is heroic because it was like 20 degrees and snowing. And once I got my thing, I got in my car and I went home. I didn't go to any other stores.
Right.
I have spent more on Black Friday in the last couple years than I have my entire life, just because there's been more, it's been easier to access.
I went to Black Friday a couple years ago for the reason of, oh, look, they're selling those little Google little homes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on sale for $20 with a $20.
Oh yeah, that's why I got 6 that one year.
And you're like, I'll buy one for every room, and now I have one for every room, and then Google sent me like 2 for free.
Okay. See, they had the same deal at Best Buy.
Got to put one in the garage, I guess. Here we go.
Yeah, they had a similar deal at Best Buy.
That's where I got it.
Yeah, and you got Best Buy gift cards, but they were e-gift cards. So it was just, I went on the website.
Okay.
I ordered a bunch of them. And then they shipped them and everyone was happy. And I actually made money on that one because I gave a bunch of them away. Kept a couple, and then I had like $100 in Best Buy gift cards.
Nice.
I was like, okay.
That's great. Yeah. And so tomorrow is traditional make yourself very full day. You know, if one day of the year you've been starving all year long, if you're going to have one day a year where you're going to go ahead and really, enjoy a good meal tomorrow. Tomorrow's dinner is the day to do that. So I hope you have a wonderful meal tomorrow. Just saying.
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
I have been known to enjoy, or people that know me know that I enjoy food.
Oh yeah.
And if I could get the Thanksgiving meal, but not have to deal with people, I think it would be my favorite holiday. I mean, it's already probably my favorite holiday. But luckily, my family, we get along because we see each other like once, maybe twice a year. So there, you don't have that drama of the people that are in each other's lives on a daily basis.
Right.
So, I mean, it's fine. But yeah, if I didn't have to travel, and
right.
Although the one Thanksgiving that I spent in Tijuana, that was not a good.
Oh man, that sounds like it could be good, but it sounds like it also could be really bad.
Yeah. Okay, so when you're 18 and you go, hey, we got nothing to do, and Tijuana's like right there across the border.
And you can drink there.
Yeah, and we can drink there. Let's go. Until you get there and you realize Mexico doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving.
No.
And there are no Americans there because everybody's at home celebrating Thanksgiving. We were like the only Americans in the town. Somehow we made it out of there without getting rolled or arrested. And that was when we got there, we realized this was a really bad idea.
Well, okay. That might be a title. A Tijuana Thanksgiving. Okay.
1996.
All right. Well, should we talk about news?
Okay.
All right. Well, the actual news this week is kind of slim, mostly because nobody's actually doing any work at any places. Everybody's having holidays and getting ready for big sales or whatever they're doing. So our streaming news, we got some. Here's one. It's kind of related to the holiday. Hulu's got a new streaming plan available. It's a special just for those of you who want to get a year's worth of Hulu. It's their ad-supported plan. You buy a whole year's worth for $12, and that means you get it's $1 per month. If you want Hulu for the whole year, you'll be getting ads on this version.
Yeah.
But dang, man, if you were poor and you wanted, and this is didn't have a good way of getting TV,
that is literally a $72 discount, because the ad supported model is $7 a month. So the article says, since I'm not going to try and lie and make you guys believe that I did the math.
Of course,
I clearly can't do this math. $7 a month, which equates to $84 a year. So minus 12, you got 72. So That's a good deal.
That's an awesome deal. That's ridiculous. Yeah, get it now while you can.
So can we get ad free for $2 a month? I'll pay $24.
No, unfortunately. Now, this deal is available through November 29th, so new and returning customers who qualify can get it. So 12 months of Hulu for ad-supported for $1 per month. That's pretty freaking awesome. Interestingly to say, they're going to make up their money somehow. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Hulu also announced that their live TV users, the ones who get the full access to whatever local channels are available and all the live streaming, a large package of live channels from the cable companies, they're increasing their costs by $5 more per month soon. This means that you'll be, instead of be spending $69.99 per month,
but there's a reason for that.
What's that?
It's because they're adding Disney Plus and ESPN, and you have no say in the matter. That's where that additional $5. So technically, you're getting Disney Plus and ESPN Plus for $5. But if you're like me and you don't really want the Disney Plus or the ESPN Plus, it's kind of a tough. You're gonna get it whether you like it or not.
So they're not going to have any option that doesn't include Disney Plus now?
Well, my option, because I'm just Hulu.
Right. Okay. Not live, but the live. I mean the live.
But so basically, if you're a Hulu Live customer,
you're getting Disney Plus. You're paying for it.
Yeah. If you're already getting Hulu Live plus Disney Plus and or ESPN, then they'll roll into the new plan.
And this is a good deal. Yeah. At that rate, you save a couple bucks. So.
Well, no, I think your price is just the same, because I think they're bringing you up to match what you would have been paying if, I don't know. Because Disney Plus is like $5 a month, right?
No, $7.
But on top for the bundle?
On top.
I thought it was $5.
If you had Hulu Live, it did include Disney Plus.
No, but I thought if you had Hulu Live, you could get Disney Plus for $5.
Oh, good point. That's true. That might be true. So it might be the same.
That's what they're doing, is they're just basically saying, you don't get the option to opt out anymore. You're just now opted in.
We looked at the numbers and realized that we can just make you pay for the bundle and earn more money.
Exactly. So depending on your point of view, this could be a plus. This could be a major minus.
Hulu plus Disney minus.
Yes.
Actually, all truth be told, this is the people who actually might be upset about this is probably a really small subsection of their customers. People who actually wanted Hulu Live and didn't want Disney Plus or ESPN Plus. So I don't know. It's probably most people aren't going to feel that bad about it. So,
well, I mean, it does feel bad.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're a person that was paying for Hulu Live or TV and you didn't have Disney Plus or ESPN Plus, that was by choice, because they've made it very appealing. So if you were one of the holdouts, you were a holdout for a reason. And if you were a holdout for a reason and they force you into it, you're going to have some angry people.
Yeah.
I mean, they just raised the price of Hulu Live like 6 months ago, I think it was. Within the last year, they raised it significantly, and now they're tagging on another $5 and using it as a benefit, as an excuse.
I don't know. It feels like Disney was, since they've taken the most control over Hulu, that they're leveraging what they can in order to make. So I'm so happy that there's still just the regular Hulu plan, that we realize that that's going away eventually, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody somewhere is going to figure out a way of finagling that out of our.
Because Hulu is essentially a cooperative experiment, and at some point, the other participating members are going to leave. Right.
So NBC already never was.
NBC's got a couple feet out the door. And then
Fox is now owned by Disney.
ABC is owned by Disney.
And that leaves CBS, which is
CBS doesn't really
not really in it.
They're not in there. There might be some CBS owned properties. But yeah, CBS.
So I suspect once Hulu loses everything NBC, and everything goes Peacock.
But the problem is, I would be worried about it if NBC had been doing the right things with Peacock.
Right.
The fiasco that Peacock has kind of been makes me think, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
Maybe not. Who knows? All right. Hey, did you get an update on your Roku devices?
I got an update several months ago.
Gotcha. Oh, yes, that's right. I got a notice on 2 of my Roku devices that the new 10.5 update was available. And so, guess what? I went ahead and downloaded it on both of my devices, both my Roku Ultra, one of the very early Roku Ultras, and on my bigger 4K TV. Both of those got the new update. And was like, oh, cool. And really, I didn't see any difference. Everything worked fine for me. Yeah. Didn't have any big issues with it. Some people are having some real serious problems with it.
Yeah. Did you notice like a day later that there was another update that basically was removing the update that you had just gotten?
I did not notice that. It probably happened in the background when I wasn't looking. But anyways,
I believe you still get that full page notification the second time, so maybe it hasn't.
Well, apparently for many users, it breaks Netflix and breaks Disney Plus apps, making those completely unusable. We knew that we were probably going to break the YouTube apps because YouTube and Roku are having a spat.
Yeah.
But apparently the Roku took the let's break the apps hammer and went a little wide. So
see, okay. And I mean, it's no secret that I am a beta tester. So right. I was running 10.5 for a long time. And at first, when I read about this, I was like, wait, okay. I beta test using my first generation Ultra. So I should have been one of the affected people. I haven't had any problems. But then I realized, oh, I don't have Disney Plus. And I don't use Netflix very often.
Right. So it's like,
well, if the problems were there, I didn't experience them because they were isolated to stuff that I don't typically use.
Yeah, well, I kind of want to go and see if it,
yours should have been rolled back. I did see thing I saw an update thing the other day, because I get the update with everybody else when mine goes from the beta to the public version. That's technically an update.
Gotcha.
And then I didn't think about it, but a couple days later, I turned on the same TV and there was a big thing saying, update, blah, 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 what's changed. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I was confused why I was getting it again. And when I read about this, I went, oh, that must have been what it was when it rolled it down to something else. So there's a good chance that you may not be able to replicate it, but because they were pretty quick about acknowledging it and rolling everybody back. So, and that I gotta say, a lot of the flack that Roku got over this, it's not very often.
Yeah, it's pretty rare actually. They usually have
all the updates that they put out every year. It's not very often that you run into stuff like this, and I will credit the dedicated beta testers, because the people I see them, I'm not as active, but I see them in there with their bug reports and in depth the crazy stuff that they're able to do to break it, and I'm in awe of many of those people.
Makes me wonder if the beta testers were reporting problems with Netflix and with Disney Plus, and
I didn't see it.
Roku just ignore it, or
no?
Was it
they are very good, because anything that is any bug report that is posted is immediately responded to by the program, the people that are running it,
the developers,
and then it's passed on to the different teams.
Right.
It's possible that there could have been a bug report and then they just missed the actual implementation, but I don't remember seeing anything in regards to these.
So most likely this was a last minute change they did to it before they pushed it out, and didn't have a good beta test of that change, and broke things.
Usually during like the nightly builds, we'll get notes that yes, we know that such and such app is currently broken if you do this.
Gotcha.
But that's because we're waiting on so-and-so app owner to fix it so that we can test it further. But that's what the beta's for. We expect to get broken stuff. Try to break as much stuff as possible so that this stuff doesn't happen. But
nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so speaking of Peacock, a story ago, if you're a new Android TV or Chromecast user, if you're using the Chromecast with Google TV, if you are new to that platform, you will be getting a free 6 months of Peacock Premium. This is obviously a move by NBC trying to promote their streaming service.
6 months of PP.
The premium.
Yeah, PP.
Yeah, no. But it allows them to increase their numbers, allows the guys from Google to have another free service for their users to watch. This is probably a win-win for both the teams there. So yeah, if you're interested in getting an Android device during this holiday shopping season, this is good for you.
Yeah, they are out there. There are Black Friday deals for the Chromecast, Android TV Chromecast with Google TV. I hate that name. Absolutely.
As we spoke in the pre-show, Google is not good at advertising. It's weird. They're an advertising company.
Google,
no,
you have missed so many opportunities in this last year to make your products like Android TV and Stadia the premier next level thing. You just dropping the pay us and we'll come up, we'll do your advertising.
Want to play the hottest games? Want to play it in 4K?
Hey,
want to not pay $1,000 for a console or a video card for your computer? Stadia.
Hey kid, so did you get that new RTX card that you've been waiting for 6 months? That's now $1,000.
No, they're not available.
Well, guess what? You don't need it.
What?
Yeah. Video cards are so last century.
Yeah, that's actually, video cards are a thing.
They are literally a thing of the past, yet people are still standing in line to get them. Don't be an idiot. Stadia. Hey, this just off the top of our head. See, imagine what we could do for you.
That's a great one. No, I have a friend who he's a big Xbox guy, and so he also is a big Halo guy, and he got himself the Halo edition of the Xbox X, and he's like, "Oh man, I'm really happy I got this." I said, "You have two Xboxes now, right?" He's like, "Yeah." Everybody keeps telling me that they want to buy it from me. It's like, yeah. So, and that one guy says I should put it on eBay. I could sell it for $800. And I said, $800? You could get more than that. So I brought up Newegg just to show him how much it costs on Newegg to purchase an Xbox Series X. It's $1,500.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you should totally either give that to somebody you really love, or you should sell that for a lot of money.
See, and that's the thing. If you have something that is currently in demand, sell.
Yeah.
There was a couple items that I had that were flying off of store shelves last summer, and people couldn't get them. And they were two in a size that I didn't tend to want, so I sold them, and I made a lot of money. Probably twice as much as I paid for them new. And it was, and I was never going to have that opportunity again. So definitely, yeah.
All right, here's an interesting story. TikTok is now available on your large screen TVs. That's right. If you have a Samsung, an LG, or an Android powered TV, or using an Android powered device like the Google Chromecast with Google TV, as said previously, you can now get the short-term streaming service. The one that shows the short little videos that are optimized in a way to promote happiness. Yes, that's right. They are just so addictive because they make you feel so good. It's that burst of feeling good about watching those videos. You get addicted to it on the big screen, and this has been specially formatted in order to keep it in categories of interesting content and trying to make it more big screen compatible. Although I don't know if it supports you turning your screen 90 degrees so you can get the right aspect ratio. I don't know if that's
it. Does show the I hate that. That is what is absolutely wrong with TikTok. Just vertical video is wrong. It should be a crime.
I don't think it should be a crime. And actually, vertical video works perfectly fine in this interface.
Yes.
It's fine.
If that is where you're going to watch it, but when you put it on something that's 16:9 in the other direction,
right,
and you have to have that zoomed in, ugly stuff on the side. No, just no.
Well, you're gonna have to get that TV that you can turn. It's just so you can watch your TikToks, man. That's all I was gonna say. Yeah. Which is sad. And we have one more story here. Amazon's Alexa has now started a new feature. If you have the Echo Show 10. You can enable what's called conversation mode, which means the device will actually be able to, listen to your conversation and more actively than it does before. What you do is you have the device in the room with you, and then you tell it, Alexa, join this conversation. And then at which point it will begin to answer any question when it detects that you're looking at it and ask it a question. It will then happily respond quickly as best it can. And you can also tell it and say that you're to leave this conversation. It'll turn off the feature, or after a certain amount of time, it'll leave the conversation on its own. So
it'll turn off the feature.
Has it ever been turned off?
It'll just stop responding. It's still logging.
They're always logging. That's
exactly
the sad thing. I want to see somebody do a good packet trace on these devices and find out how much data is being sent in the background.
Oh, I'm pretty sure someone has. But
I gotta find that.
You just need to invest in that white noise machine thingy that you put next to it, so that it's basically the microphone is flooded with noise that you can't hear, and then when you actually want to use it, and you trigger the thing to turn off so that you can talk to it.
They have a couple things like that, and most of them have mic switches now. So
yep,
so it's all good. Now, I quite frankly, this is cool. There was an app long time ago for iOS, or I think it was an iPad app in particular, called Mind Meld. I think it was. And the whole point of that app was you would listen to your conversation, and as you were talking about things, it would bring up relative facts or pictures about the thing you're talking about. It just would listen and listen and listen. You're talking about Star Trek and starts bringing up photos of Star Trek and about the episode you're talking about. It just tries to intelligently surface up onto your iPad interesting information about the things you're talking about. And I thought, that's awesome. That would be amazing. It would make me sound so smart if I had that and I was on the phone with somebody. I was like, oh yeah, I could talk to you about this engine. I know exactly how to change the alternator. You have to look up underneath the intake valve on this side.
Wait, your alternator is under your intake valve? Holy crap. How does that work?
This is why I don't work on cars.
It would be inside the cylinder.
Anyways, that idea of having something that provides you with an interesting and relevant information while you're talking about it, or being able to have that really fast feedback from an AI. I'm sorry, it's asking the computer questions in Star Trek. I think it's a cool idea. I really think that it could be good, and this is cool. But I'm not a big fan of the Amazon LXB. I'm not a big fan of Amazon themselves, but they often have these cool things that I actually am like, wow, this is actually something I wish that my Google Assistant had, and so I am excited for this future. At the same time, I do realize.
How do you feel about the fact that Alex will likely be the first AI that is fitted into spaceships? I'm sure it already got. I'm sure LXB is already in space thanks to Blue Origin. But that's what I'm saying. They haven't even really made it to space yet.
Yeah, well,
they've gotten space adjacent. but like I was saying is they've probably been on flights, but not like actually integrated into the ship. But if anybody was going to do it, Tesla doesn't have their own, or SpaceX, Tesla,
it's fine.
And Boeing, they can't even figure out how to get their thing to fly, let alone create their own AI.
Boeing.
So yeah, unless Tesla or
heavily invested in Google or Siri,
or if they go Apple, but yeah, I don't think they could go Apple, because then Tim Cook would require that the entire spaceship be designed, or like the spaceship
have no
OS.
handles.
But no, I was going to say that the entire like spaceship OS that runs everything would have to be theirs.
Right, you couldn't have buttons, and and there's definitely no headphone jacks, so all that goes away. No,
you have to buy you have to buy $1,000 pair of space pods.
Nice. I'm sorry, Tim Cook.
They are $1,000 because they're black and only for use in space. But technically, they're literally the same thing as the AirPods.
They're only $350.
I'm surprised they let you use. I am actually surprised that Apple lets you use the AirPods on the ground.
Well, you probably have a license agreement that says they're not actually yours. You're just borrowing them.
Oh, that's right. So this is what happens when Jimmy's
Jimmy,
gone.
Why aren't you here? You need to defend Apple. We're having too much fun playing with Apple. We miss you, Jimmy. No, the LXB in space, I don't know. I really don't know which which one will be the first one to be integrated into a spaceship. Essentially, is what your question. It was having.
So,
something.
does Blue Origin's Mission Control do all of their screens run on Fire TV?
I hope not. It's a bad name for Mission Control, just so you know.
Especially with the history of the space program.
All space programs there. If you don't know, just so you know, if you don't know, all space programs include a ton of failed launches. That means a lot of times the ship blows up before it even gets off the ground, or barely gets off.
To make it even worse, make this analogy even worse, I think I remember when Fire TV was first announced, it was announced as a new challenger.
Oh, dude. Okay.
Fire TV emerges as a new challenger, I believe, was
Fire OS.
Or Amazon. It was some Fire OS, but
funny. I've played with a recent Fire OS tablet, and it's still based off Android 4.4.
Yeah.
No, it's still based off Android 4.4.
Yeah.
We just came out with Android 12.
I know. And I mean, Android TV is a little bit behind, but at least it's on 9 and 10. Or for the devices that haven't been upgraded to 11. Yeah.
All right. Well, that is the streaming news, but I figured we'd spend at least a little bit of time talking about the deals out there. If you want to bring up our document that we've been keeping up all of the various.
Well, we don't really have a document. I'm just kind of throwing stuff in the Discord. And yes, for those of you that weren't aware, there is a channel in the Discord that gets dusted off once a year. It is aptly titled Black-Friday. And it's open for, if you see a deal that you think people need to know about, throw it in there. And there's no time limit, and we can use that all year if people wanted to. It's just after Black Friday, people seem to forget that channel is there, including me. But
let's go over a little bit of these. If Nest Hub for $50 is a really good for the display Nest Hub, that's actually a really good deal. If you're interested in getting one, there's one available. I believe it's directly through Best Buy. So
that was last year's.
Oh, am I looking at last year's?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So the first one for this year is a Samsung Crystal Uhd TV. That was a 70-inch at Best Buy.
70-inch, huge.
For $5.99. That's less than $1 an inch.
Dang, man. I mean,
less than $10.
Or $10 an inch.
Yeah, less than $10 an inch. But which is a good deal. I mean, this one is an in-store only item, so obviously limited.
This is the one that people are going to fight over.
This is going to be the doorbuster. But there are several. I mean, there's several 65-inchers that were around the same price. Then if you like the Amazon OS stuff, they have their new their Omni TV, the Amazon branded TV, the 50-inch for $359 everywhere. But I was looking at pictures of it and I realized it's just a TCL TV.
It is a TCL TV.
It's literally the same TCL TV that comes in Roku and Android TV, except Amazon required it be branded Amazon, whereas Roku and Android TV are like, I don't care. You make the TV, put your name on it. And they are literally the same price, so you can get your, choose your flavor. That is pretty much, I mean, everywhere has that price. But if you've been waiting for a dedicated Fire TV on a decent TV that's not a Best Buy Insignia brand, it's there. Pick
pretty
yourself
cheap
up
too. I'm impressed. I mean, the prices, they are impressive every year. So I don't need another TV, so I'm not going to be buying one this year.
See, I thought that I was thinking about it and I went, this might be the year that I finally step up to 4K.
Dude, wait for 8K. Dude,
Well, the problem is I realized I still have all these working TVs
mm-hmm.
and you can't get rid of them. So what would I do with my existing big TVs?
There are places you recycle TVs.
Well, I don't, yeah.
I mean, you can obviously give it off to a Goodwill. They'll definitely take it.
I would actually, I typically don't condone or recommend people go to Goodwill because people have the understanding that Goodwill is charity.
No,
Goodwill is a for-profit company. Give it to like the Salvation Army or someplace that is clearly just all of the proceeds get to the place that they need to go.
But Goodwill is a good place because
absolutely.
They take stuff and resell it, and that's a good market for things.
They will sell anything. I posted a picture on the Discord a few years ago. I walked into a Discord, and in the locked case was a brand new box of Magnum condoms. It's like they will literally sell anything. It was still shrink wrapped. Hey, where'd you get these condoms? Oh, at Goodwill.
Guys, just my good advice from a friend. Don't buy your condoms.
So, Jimmy, a couple weeks ago, Jimmy was asking us about buying a Quest 2 for his daughter.
Right.
And I wish he had seen this. Best Buy right now will give you a $50 gift card with the purchase of an Oculus Quest 2. So you're essentially getting a Quest 2 for $50 off.
Right.
This came very close to tempting me.
Oh, did it now?
I got that bonus that we talked about in the pre-show.
Right.
And I was like, well,
what's the worst that could happen? You have to use Facebook? That's the worst that could happen.
Yeah, but then I started looking and I went, oh, wait. To play any of the games I want to play, I would still have to link it to my PC, which then I think would still have graphics card issues. So it's like, okay, so it doesn't really get me past that.
Best Buy has got $20 off if you're interested in the Pixel Buds A series. This is their less expensive series of Pixel Buds, so that means they're down to like $70 with that. It's not bad.
So are the two different levels of Pixel Buds? Are they considered? Or do they like hang out? Are they Pixel buddies?
Yeah, they make Pixel Bud movies. And they do play basketball, and
okay,
and save children and things like that. So,
okay, cool.
Spy Masters. That's what the Pixel Bud movies are great.
Oh, okay.
So, quite frankly, I would love to actually maybe upgrade my my wireless earbuds to something like that. But I am currently in the no buying for myself season of the holidays, which and that goes all the way through to my birthday in January. So I cannot buy any of these for myself, unfortunately. I could buy something for the family, or I could buy something as a gift for somebody else, but no.
So it's the nice thing about not caring about other people is all season is buy for me.
This one looks like it's a good deal. You came up with this one. Will be the deal of the year, you said. The Roku Stream Bar player?
Oh, yeah. So this is the original Stream Bar. This is the smaller one. It doesn't come with the sub. But this is the one that I had commented on that I think would be great in like a bedroom. It's $80, down from like $130. I think it was. It's got an Ultra in it.
Gotcha.
There's a picture there of the lady holding it up. It's a good size, front firing speakers. Yeah. For $80, I think my parents are going to get one. But the thing is, the TV that they have, that was the TV I bought specifically because it had front firing speakers. So I don't know if the sound would be better than that TV. But the Roku would definitely be better than that TV, the one they have. But because they've got a stick that has to be rebooted every once in a while, just because it's a stick. Yeah. It's one of the HD newer sticks, but still.
If it needs to be rebooted once in a while, it kind of sucks. Our TV up in our bedroom has the Roku built in, and it's slow, and it needs to be rebooted every once in a while. And it's like, oh man, Roku just
doesn't it reboot just by turning off the TV?
So interestingly enough, there's a fast power on mode and a turn that off. If you have that on, it doesn't actually turn off. It goes to sleep.
Oh yeah.
Which is fine sense. If it didn't require that every once in a couple of days reboot because it freaking doesn't handle being on for 2 or 3 days in a row.
I will say that is.
I think it's gotten better recently. But
that is one of my favorite things about the Ultra, is I don't typically run into that.
Our Ultra has been pretty problem free.
But it's hard for me to quantify that because, as we mentioned, I participate in the betas. So I get updates on a fairly regular basis. So there's a good chance that my Ultra reboots every couple nights, if not nightly. So, because anytime you get an update, it's going to reboot. So I can't really say. I don't know what the actual uptime is.
All right. This looks like the last one that was in the Black Friday list was an Echo Show for show 8 for $80 or $60.
$60.
It's the 8 for $60, not the 6 for $80. That's I mean, for your little this thing again.
If you're living in that
they're gonna fly off the
ecosystem.
shelf. People are gonna buy tons of those.
I don't think that's gonna be a problem because I'm pretty sure they've got warehouses full of them that they weren't able to sell. Kind of like when the Google Homes were on sale for $20. They keep going on sale for $20 and they fly off the shelves. That's okay because they have a freighter out there that's probably completely full of them, ready to restock. So, yeah.
I wanted to mention a couple other things that I knew about. I'm considering there's a couple of good deals on Stadia and Stadia games. One is that they've currently got a promotion that if you purchase any game for $29.99 or more, as we discussed earlier, it comes with a Stadia Premier Edition. That's the Stadia controller and the Roku Ultra, which is the 4K version of this little guy here. Which those two alone are like $100, so that's a pretty good deal. If you're not interested in the game, they also do have still the 2-year the Stadia Turns 2 bundle, which is you get the controller and the Roku Ultra, just those two by themselves, for $22.22. It's also another deal.
Do that. I didn't. Well, I don't know if I can because I redeemed a free package last year. Kind of like when you tried to redeem that one last year, and then you found out you had already redeemed something else.
It was too late. No, it was too late.
Oh, it was too late.
Too late. It was like, I'm going to go home and do this. And I got home and it was like gone.
See, and I will say, I really liked the Stadia controller. And that was the whole reason I got that bundle. And then I ended up giving it to my nephew to use. And I mean, I picked up the Xbox S, whatever the new controller, and it's okay. But I kind of like that Stadia controller.
One way or another, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm probably going to, for that $30, I know that the game you were interested in was just under $30, so it didn't qualify, which sucked. But I am considering buying a game I'd probably otherwise never buy, but everybody raves about, and we discussed earlier. I'm leaning towards Red Dead Redemption 2 because every once in a while you want a Western, right? Yeah. And so that'd be cool. It'd be a good game for Stadia. I don't have to install a gigantic game on a system. I don't have to have a ridiculously powerful gaming console to do it. and yeah, it doesn't need the super fast reaction from a Twitch gaming kind of game. So
yeah,
it fits well in that. It's on sale for $30, and it comes with a controller and the Roku Ultra. Man, it's gonna be hard for me to say. It's a really good deal.
That made me think of another Stadia pitch.
Oh,
hey, yeah. Are you willing to spend $1,200 on that new Hotness graphics card when it comes in? You could buy several years of Stadia Pro and play every game. Heck, you could probably buy every game in the library and still have money left over to take your girlfriend out for dinner.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. We know you don't have a girlfriend. Otherwise, you wouldn't be spending $1,200 on a graphics card.
Ooh. Don't be an idiot, Stadia.
Don't be an idiot, Stadia.
I love it. Hire us. Just say we want that. Give us $100. Make it official and then take it. Oh, love it. Anyways, I think that's awesome. I'm sure there's other deals out there.
There's a lot of stuff going on. It's just a matter of, do you want to search for it? Most of the stuff that I've been seeing has been like Home Depot, Lowe's.
Oh.
But that's just where my mind is at. I don't really.
I have not been the mind of shopping at all. So I've been trying to get things ready for various other work and home projects. I have my own. We're making a fireplace surround, kind of a mantle around our. It's an insert. It's a gas insert, but we're just doing our own thing around it. And so that's been our little project recently. So
I did see someplace. Maybe it was Dick's. Was gonna have one of those solo stoves, the gas bonfire pit that you put on your deck.
Okay.
It was like down to like $220.
Oh.
Which is pretty good. I think they're like $350 normally. They're good size for someone that wants a no hassle bonfire. And you can put it on a wood deck. You can put it anywhere. Just don't run it in your house. You probably could, but you probably shouldn't. Don't let me tell you how to run your life.
Hey, there was a story that I forgot. There was one last story, and Weapon Magic threw it in the lineup for us to help remind me. Somebody has quote unquote hacked a Game Boy Advance in order to play awesome games on it. The hack actually doesn't require any change to the Game Boy Advance itself, which is pretty cool. Although obviously the Game Boy that the guy has in the video is totally hacked, because that's a standard Game Boy Advance, and it has a backlight, which that thing never had. But
so it's modded. It's not hacked. It's modded.
Fair enough. It's modded. I would totally mod mine. Quite frankly, I probably should buy.
You sure? I saw when I saw this, it looked like somebody did some Photoshop trickery.
No, the
way the video looks like it just took something, scaled it down, and
it does scale it down. So what it is actually the whole thing that plugs into it. It plugs into the cartridge port and plugs into the multiplayer link cable port, and then it has a large chunk on the back of it. That large chunk on the back is a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah,
it's running an emulator in the Raspberry Pi and feeding it into the video essentially of the device.
So it's just basically using your Game Boy Advance as a screen and a controller.
Exactly.
Oh,
which is actually a pretty dang cool hack, quote unquote. But yeah, this is very cool. And so I wanted to just
and I'm willing to bet that thing that they mounted to the Game Boy Advance is 3D printed, so you can make it at home.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. I think it's pretty cool. I would love to have many hands-on with that in one way or another. But I just wanted to bring that out as a last little bit for fun.
All right. Well, hey, this brings us to the point in the show where we like to say thank you to the people that give us money so that we can think about doing Black Friday, even if we don't. There's money in the show account that we could theoretically pick up some Black Friday stuff for testing or reviews, but whether we do or not, but it's there because of the patrons. Right. And so to all of you that have been supporting us over these last several years, thank you. You are awesome. If you would like to hop on board and be thanked, it only takes like $1 a month. I mean,
how low can we go?
$1 a month. That's
okay. Well, that's as low as we're going to go, though.
That's Patreon's minimum.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just saying. Could we go lower? No, we can't.
No, we can't.
We would if we could, but we can't. So
absolutely.
We won't.
But patreon.com/thebot squad. Alrighty, let's get into some rants and some raves. All right. Well, it sounded like you wanted me to go first.
Yeah, you can go first because there's something I want to say about what you had to say. Go ahead.
So last week we talked about Tidal had a free tier now.
Yeah.
And we've talked extensively about my growing dissatisfaction with Spotify. And so I signed up for Tidal. And I've been using it for a week. And I can tell you, it's okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing I noticed when I logged in, so last week we talked about that story where that streaming software was suing Streamlabs for copying their UI. Right? You remember that story?
Right.
Logged into Tidal, and it is literally everything is Spotify. To the point that I wouldn't be surprised if Tidal is actually part of Spotify. They either copied everything exactly, or they're using literally the same app. I mean, down to the titles of like the different things. My favorite thing in Spotify is the daily mixes. And, Tidal's got my mixes. Beyond that, there's a lot of things that is missing. And it's kind of annoying. I'm not currently paying for it, so I don't know if those missing things show up if I pay. Like, when I'm driving, I typically just do the curated mixes based on my listening. And obviously Tidal doesn't have 10 plus years of history to make the same. It did okay, but it's lacking the thing, the most important thing, the ability to like or dislike a song.
Correct. That's a thing.
And it's like, if you don't know if I like it or not, how are you going to make informed decisions on what to add in my mixes? The perfect example. It does have a
star.
No,
system.
Not on Android Auto.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. There are a lot of things missing when you're using Android Auto, which makes absolutely no sense because it's in the mobile app. If it's in the mobile app, it should, because that's just the same app. It's just scaled different.
It can be.
It's just a different skin.
Yep.
And so you can't plus or minus or heart or whatever stuff while you're driving. And then also, if I open it up in the app and mobile, I see the list that says my mixes, and right now there's currently 2 that they've made for me. If I open up my mixes in Android Auto, it says there is nothing to show.
Oh, that's no good.
Seriously? I mean, how do you screw that up? So I literally have to disconnect my phone, go into Tidal, start one of the mixes, then plug it in. Yeah, that's not gonna.
Nope.
Yeah, I do love the fact that there aren't any podcasts like being shoved down my throat. It reminds me of Spotify 5 or 6 years ago when I finally started using it in the car. Because the first few years, I was only using it on my PC because I didn't have unlimited data and I wasn't interested in paying for data while driving. So, so it's okay.
Yeah. No, Tidal sucks.
Yeah?
Yeah, so last week we discussed it, and I was like, oh, there's a free tier. I'll totally try the free tier. Yeah. Ads, cool, no problem. I'll just try it out. So I went onto my computer, signed up. Didn't have I don't use Facebook to sign up, or so I just use my email account, which is great. I was like, great, no problem. Lets me pick out my, who do you like? So I picked out, my guys I like. It's great. Oh, this is good. Oh yeah, it seems like it's got a good selection. I was able to search specifically for people who weren't in the list normally, and they would show up too.
Yep.
I was really happy about all that. It's like, cool. You might have a good mix for me. Finished that. Went to start playing and said, sorry, there's something wrong with your subscription.
What?
Okay. So I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll come back to it. So later on, I got my phone, installed it. Cool. Logged in. There it is. Oh, cool. It's even showing me some things it wants to play. Hit play. There's something wrong with your subscription. I wasn't able to use it all week until today for the first time.
That sounds like one of those crazy problems that nobody ever believes that I have.
Well, yeah, I know, but that being said, I now want to try it more to see if it sucks less. I've been able to play a little bit of that very first playlist, which right away gave me rap, which I'm like, I gave you nothing close to rap, a whole bunch of, electronica. Why'd you give me a rap song? Okay. And when I was like, great, I'm going to, maybe I can tell it that I don't want this song. How do I thumbs down? There's no thumbs down. There's no way to say, I don't like this song. There's a skip. And I did eventually see there's a star. Okay. You can say you like the song, but how do I inform it that actually, no, that's not what I want. I don't know. So
yeah, Spotify gives you the option to go in and say, do not play this song.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which is nice.
So I haven't had enough time to really even try it more than a couple songs. I just went ahead. I did when I did try the next list. It was a more electronic, a more electronic kind of focus list, and it's like, okay, this is good. I like this. I listened to like 2 or 3 songs. I heard their free ad, which is them basically self-promoting. So,
yeah, it's like early days of Spotify. When they didn't have people paying them to do ads, it was just basically them saying, hey, we have to put an ad here. And you don't want to listen to me talk to you about why we have to have an ad, so why don't you just pay us?
We're great. And
don't
if
be
you
an
want
idiot.
To be able to keep
Stadia.
using us without this. So that was my experience, and it sucked, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep trying it because of the free. I don't mind trying the free app to see if it's any good after my initial issues. So
the other thing that it was absolutely angered me was I was talking with some people, and we started talking about the Moody Blues, and I was talking about an album, and I couldn't remember. I knew one of the songs that was on that album, but I knew there was a couple other songs I liked on that album, and I needed to look up all I needed to see was the track list.
Right.
And I am so used to, I go into Spotify because I can bring up the album fast, and then I can look. If I'm on the free tier, yes, I can't directly play them. You have to be in sort. But it will show me the album contents.
Cool.
Tidal will not.
Oh, no.
On your mobile device, if you look up an album, it just shows you the album and the other albums. It would not show me the track list.
So let's look up
and that is very dumb.
13.
The other thing that I noticed is, as I suspected, they are very, very skewed to specific demographics as far as music goes. And it's very evident in when you bring up Browse and it lists the genres. Most would probably put the genres in alphabetical order. They do not. They want to make sure that alternative is all the way down at the bottom. But
so I like They Might Be Giants. I decided to look up Apollo 13. I didn't realize there were so many albums called Apollo 13. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even see that.
But I mean, you could pick up any album. And
I know.
Yeah, it was a detail that I find absolutely frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, other than that, went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife.
How was it?
Above average.
Okay.
Good. It unfortunately, as of recent nostalgic remakes or late sequels, it's a love letter to the original.
Sure.
And at this one is a love.
At least it's not a steaming pile of ha ha ha, look what we did to your beloved franchise.
Right. In this one, and this one is totally a tribute to Harold Ramis, I think his name was.
Yeah. I mean, and it was directed by Jason Reitman,
right?
Who was Ivan Reitman's son, right?
Right.
Who directed the original one.
Right. Anyways, and as just it was good for that, and the humor was good in the right places. They hit the right beats. They didn't do anything wrong, which is the right thing. And also the idea of what was going on in the movie at least made a lot of sense. So
even more, it made more sense than Vigo, the Destroyer.
Vigo the
Carpathian. That's what.
Vigo. He's both. They did both of those. But yes, it's Vigo. Anyways. No, it's good. I liked it just fine. It was a lot of fun. I had to skip out for part of it because we went to the theater. Everybody, it was really weird. It actually wasn't that weird. It had been a long time.
I had commented that if I have to go to the theater again soon, that would be one movie that I wouldn't mind as much. I'm not in a hurry to see it, but if someone's like, hey, we got to go to a movie, what are we watching?
The movie will go exactly as you think it will. Let me just put it that way. There is pretty much, other than like, oh, that's that's a good detail. That's cool how they did that. Nothing is going to be like mind blowing this movie.
Yeah, as long as they do it with respect to the original.
Oh yeah.
And like an homage, not try to reboot it or reinvent it.
What do you mean? The Ghostbusters movie from 2016 doesn't exist.
As far as I know, it doesn't.
This movie ignores that movie in every shape and form, like it doesn't exist, which is probably the right thing to do.
Yeah. So yeah, this was the one where I heard they were doing another Ghostbusters, and I groaned and went, ugh. And then when I finally got around to watching the trailer, said, oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's good. Decent. Other than that, have a silly little link here about Disney popularity by state.
What?
So, yep. These guys somehow got the data in order to know like which movie is the most popular in every state. I don't know what it is about Washington State likes the movie Soul, but we do. We're really into the movie Soul. I don't know what.
I don't know what that is.
Soul is a Pixar film about a guy who He's like what wants to be he's an older gentleman. He dies, but before he's able to become a jazz musician, and he wishes he could still be a jazz musician, come back to life, or like it was it's fine. But anyways, it's kind of funny to look at some of these. Like, obviously, Toy Story is the movie for California. Also interesting, it's the favorite movie of Texas as well, which is interesting to say.
What is Minnesota?
Minnesota is that would be just south of so you're Chicken Little? Really?
Well, I mean, if you believe the people that are in charge here, the sky is falling, so that makes sense.
No, the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, of course, the Mighty Ducks. It takes place in Minneapolis.
Yes. So that's just of all the movies. As far as the no, that was the list of as the animated movies or the originals. Which ones of those?
New York
Movie
is
overall.
Home Alone 2, right?
Good question. Of the large list of
wait,
New
that's
York,
not a Disney movie, is it?
The Wild.
What?
No. Yeah.
No, the Wild is the hockey team in Minnesota.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Because the Mighty Ducks are in Anaheim.
This makes perfect sense. Okay. They have also their favorite Vault movie. The funny thing is, if you look at this map of the favorite Vault movie by state, they color coded it to show you the popularity of all the different movies. It's bizarre. Go down until you get to about halfway down the page, and it shows you the most popular Disney Vault movie. So in the show notes, if you notice in my rants and raves, I have a link to the Disney popularity by state.
Oh, you're right. I missed that.
And if you scroll down halfway, there's a picture of the United States that shows the most popular Disney Vault movie in every state. So there's the most popular Disney movie in each state. And so there's all those. You can scroll down. It gives you an actual breakdown by state kind of thing. Keep on going and you'll see more, a different section of movies. Like, I think these are their favorite, like preferring their original versus the remake. And a lot of originals are popular versus the remake, which makes no sense to me. I don't get that at all. But keep on going.
Oh, you mean the remakes are more popular?
Yes.
Oh, that makes absolutely no sense. Except for Dumbo. They got that right.
Because Dumbo sucked. the remake.
And apparently the Mulan remake sucks.
Yeah, it was okay.
There was a Lady and the Tramp remake?
Yes, but it didn't go to the movie theaters and went straight to Disney Plus.
Oh.
People probably don't know. Look at that picture right there. What is going on with the eastern side of the United States?
Well, everybody knows the eastern side of the United States
loves the Lion King, apparently. It's like just all of those are all Lion King, Lion King, Lion King. I don't get it. Is there something like
Elton John?
Oh, you think so?
Probably.
That's actually the best theory I've heard yet of why.
I would say Elton John doesn't visit any state west of Kansas, except for California.
And then there's only one more that, if you keep going down, that's interesting, which is the most popular animated Disney movie in every state. I don't know what makes it different than all the other ones. It's funny because if you look at there's one state that stands apart.
New Mexico. And what movie is that? It's too small.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh. I don't know why that's their favorite movie.
Because it's a great movie.
Well,
actually, have you been watching the Netflix show, The Movies That Made Us?
Yes.
Did you watch the new one?
We didn't watch The Nightmare. No, is there new ones?
It was this season just came out, and Tim Burton was one of them. Nightmare Before Christmas. Watch it. It's actually really cool because he came up with the concept for that when he was working for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
They said, hell no, we're not making it. And when he left, they said, oh, yeah, you can't take that with you because you created that
here
on the job.
And we own everything you did.
This was before he directed Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Gotcha.
And then he became this, and they wouldn't give it to him. Then he became this huge major director. and he said, "Hey, I want it. I want it back."
I want my movie.
They said, "Well, let's make you a deal. How about we make it?"
Right.
And that's how it got made.
That's cool.
Which was funny because it was like 10, 15 years later. Because initially Disney was like, hell no. There is no way we are ever making anything like this. And then, not even 10 years later, it was like, hey, we would really love to make this.
Right.
But.
All right. Well, I think that's everything I've got for you guys. There is one more thing. It's just talking about the most popular Disney attractions from Walt Disney World, and it makes no sense to me at all. What do you think the most popular attraction at Disney World would be? The thing that people go to when they go to Disney World. What would they think?
It's a small world.
Believe it or not, that's number 3.
Nightmares. Yeah, I don't get that one. I know.
What the number 2 is Cinderella's Castle, which isn't even a ride.
No,
it's just a walkthrough.
It's an attraction, but it's an icon.
Okay, fair enough. Go to see the castle. I get that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. If you put it like that, I totally makes sense. You go to I want to get my pictures.
No,
in front of the castle.
It's cool. Either Space Mountain or the teacups.
Nope.
No. I'm telling you what the truth is.
Oh.
No, Big Thunder Railroad is the whole reason to go to Disneyland. I assume they have one at Disney World, the knockoff. That one is the ultimate Disney ride. But what
teacups? I do not see teacups on the list. I have not finished looking at it though.
People don't understand the teacups.
I do. I get on with somebody and they're a jerk and they want to make me throw up.
See, my uncle, when I was a kid, my uncle taught me the trick to getting the teacups to freaking move. Because if you watch people, they're in there scooting fast and they're bumping their hands. What you do is you reach across,
right,
and then you pull it towards you, and
right,
you can get it going super smooth and super fast. You just need 1, maybe 2 people to do it.
Right.
Everybody else hands off, and you get those things going so fast that nobody can move.
Yep.
I love it. It's so much fun. I mainly do it just because to torture other people. I mean, that's
me.
That most people would agree that's a very Clyde thing to do. I don't particularly like spinning rides, but I love watching other people at my mercy.
The number 1 attraction at Disney World, according to this list, which I still don't understand, Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise is funny, but it's one of those things that once you've been on it once...
it has to be like currently it is because the movie or something like that. I don't know because it's
they took out the funniest jokes because they're not culturally appropriate anymore.
No.
And it's like, okay,
I don't get it.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, apparently they're, according to the censor people, primitive tribes no longer exist anywhere in the world.
That's not true.
That's why they had to take it out, because it was sensitive, because that is not a real thing.
It's a fantasy world. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should probably move on.
Yeah.
And get out of here.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody, enjoy your turkey tomorrow, or whatever you're eating. Hopefully we're eating pot roast or prime rib. I don't particularly care for turkey. I mean, turkey's fine, but
turkey is great as sandwiches the next day.
Sure.
It's the best.
You know what's even better than turkey sandwiches?
What?
Prime rib sandwiches.
Nah.
With some horseradish. Oh, yeah. Save that au jus to dip it. Oh, yeah.
Au jus is good, but no.
Yeah, but we'll be back next Wednesday, normal time. Come join us. And in the meantime, if you come across any deals for the Black Friday and you think that other people should know about it, head into the Discord. There is a channel, Black Friday. Just drop the deals in there, and that's it.
And everybody will appreciate the knowledge.
Absolutely.
Share.
I mean, I don't have the time to go through everything anymore now that I'm not actually looking for myself. All right. Well, we'll head on into the post show. Thanks, everybody. We will catch you all next week.
Farewell.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Recording stopped.
Thank God.
Amen. Now nobody can see us.
Hey,
Nobody can see that it says pre-show.
Movie party was fun last weekend.
Yeah, I'm glad you joined us.
It was fun.
So you hadn't seen Dora, right?
I had.
Oh, you
No,
had.
I had.
Oh, okay. I
had.
couldn't remember.
No, I had seen it, and it was okay, that was the second time I'd seen it, and it was just as good the second
Oh, it
time.
was. It's like the third time I watched it, and that says a lot. I never want to watch a movie again. And I saw that twice in the theater because I ended up going back to take my kids after I realized how good it was, and then I realized the jokes weren't for them. They were 12, 13 at the time, and there was some stuff that I had to explain why I was on the floor rolling around in sticky soda and popcorn. I was very, 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 very happy that the bunch of people that hadn't seen it before were
Ecstatic.
they like, I get it.
Yep.
And it literally took 3 minutes. 3 minutes into the movie, and you get this major laugh, and you go, "Oh, okay, okay. I see what we're in for."
Who was it who said this movie doesn't deserve to be this good? He said,
it's better than it deserves to be. Indeed.
Hey, everybody, go to tvs.showbot.tv and see the titles that are there. Those titles are there for you to vote for. Hey, somebody changed the font on it. I think the font looks good. Good job, guys.
Oh, wait, what?
You can go in there and click on those titles in order to pick the ones you think are worthy for this week. And we will read the titles here right now so you can hear what they currently are. They are Matt, What's More Trampling? I don't think so, but okay. Hulu Plus, Disney Minus, Tijuana Thanksgiving.
That was scary.
6 months of pee-pee. Don't Be an Idiot, Stadia. I'm sorry, that's getting my vote right now.
Yeah.
And episode 2262.5, Half the Guests with All the Fun. And now, Wabba Magic just threw in one more just for fun. Act now, supplies are limited. Actually, that's a pretty good one too. I'll give that one a vote.
How about act later, supplies are sufficient? Act whenever. We got more than
whenever
enough.
supplies are fine. It's kind of not true because supplies are actually short in lots of cases here. So
yeah, but they don't need to be.
I know. A, we buy too much junk. B, we have way too much dependency on very far away things.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna steer away from that one.
Okay, if you want to.
There is a specific bottleneck that doesn't need to be there, and it's there intentionally by design.
Yeah. I posted at the beginning of the show, then it turned out it was in frog pants. Whoops. Well, sorry, you put it in the wrong show. Did they pick it? Just curious. Nah, other than that, yeah, I'm seriously thinking about this Stadia deal I'm going to purchase possibly.
Yeah, I mean, if the $20 one, I mean, that controller is totally worth $20.
Right.
I have no use for the Chromecast Ultra. especially now that Stadia is supported on the Android TV.
Right.
Oh, which is something I also need to beta test. I got to put that on my beta testing list.
They have a new game on Stadia Pro I've been playing. It's called Wavetail, and I've just barely started playing it. It's not bad. It feels very Breath of the Wild and on water kind of thing. It's kind of cool.
Here's the problem with Stadia that I'm having right now at this moment. I want to bring it up and look through the library, but I can't. Because you can only open Stadia in Chrome. And if I open Chrome while we're streaming, it gobbles up all the resources and breaks the stream. So
what is wrong with your computer? Because I'm in Chrome
it's the time. It's only with Chrome. It's something with Chrome and XSplit.
That's what it is. Okay.
So if Chrome is running while XSplit is running, Chrome goes crazy and it like eats all the resources. Which is why I don't use Chrome. Well, I don't typically use Chrome anyway. That's my secondary browser that I use for watching video while I'm working in my main browser. But I don't like the fact that Stadia only works in Chrome because that causes problems for me.
It should work in any Chrome-based browser, so you could totally do it in like Edge.
Yeah, okay. I have to open Edge.
Like, sorry, you had to swallow that. It didn't look good. Like, okay,
especially since work recently changed the policy on the PC so that even though I am a local administrator and I have the power to change anything on my computer,
right?
Every time you reboot your computer, it resets Edge as the default. Which causes all kinds of problems because we have applications that will not work in Edge. And it's so frustrating.
So
I have to do SharePoint and Edge. That's pretty much the only thing I want to.
Don't even do SharePoint.
Well, I don't have a choice. The company uses Microsoft products and they built a lot of stuff in SharePoint. It's fine. SharePoint's fine if you've got like a list. You've got like, let's say a site code list that has names and addresses and people just need to view it. SharePoint's great for that. Because you can open that in any browser, it'll work.
Right.
You run into problems if you're using it as your DMS and people are checking out and editing documents because you can only check out and edit the document if you open it from Internet Explorer or Edge. If you try to do that in Chrome or Firefox, it saves a local copy on your computer, which completely defeats the point of multiple user document sharing. And then people check it in. And if you had made an edit while they were working on their offline document, they overwrite everything that you just did. But the problem is people don't understand that and they don't know that they're doing it wrong. SharePoint. Just use Google Drive.
Or can't you use something like the Microsoft's version, which is
OneDrive?
OneDrive, yeah.
Yeah, and that's tied into SharePoint as well.
Okay.
But the problem is that's fine for storing documents. Right. That doesn't have menus and searchability. If you know that it's in a folder, the problem is there's thousands of different folders for different departments, for different projects, for different things. So, that's where SharePoint is handy because you can build in custom forms. Like there's certain things that are being phased out, but where like you could submit a request for a specific thing using a form that's in SharePoint, and the people that manage those requests can edit it and work it in SharePoint and close it out. So, you can't really do that with OneDrive.
Yep, that's right. Do it all just with the text editor. We need all these fancy graphics are waste. Let's just do everything on the terminal. That's what it should be, right?
Oh, I live in Notepad++.
Your Notepad++. I've recently been starting to use Notepad++. It's a pretty cool program. It does a lot of cool
The thing that won me over initially was when I accidentally closed it with a couple tabs open that were unsaved. And I went, oh crap, and I opened it up and they were still there. And I went, oh, I don't have to worry about this.
We've got them for you.
Yeah, I know there's at least, so when I open up any Notepad++ I open up on any computer, there's at least 6 tabs in there, and half of them are red. They've probably been red for years because they've never been saved, because they all say new 1, new 2, new 3, and I go back, and this is something from like 2015. And I've never felt the need to save it. But
my favorite thing about Notepad++ is it has a document monitor plugin, which allows you to have a live log, which is like something I don't know why is so hard to do on a Windows machine. I figured out a way of doing it using a PowerShell on a Windows machine, but come on, guys.
I use the compare function.
Oh, now that could be good.
Because I used to have to run a dedicated compare program for if I'm, comparing running configurations on a switch. Right. I don't want to go through 10,000 lines. Just let it highlight the things that are different. When I found out that was built into Notepad, it was like, oh, okay. Or Notepad++. Nice.
Yep, diff, the old diff program. Love diff.
Exam diff is the one that I used to run. But it was kind of tedious because you had to open the app, choose the 2 documents, and then if you wanted to you'd have to like close those, then open 2 different more. Whereas with Notepad++, if most likely I have both of them already open.
Nice.
I just hit the button and it automatically compares the last 2 to the right.
Nice.
And then you can be like, nope, switch it to this one. And you just click and then switch over to another one. And the thing that confused me for a long time was I couldn't figure out how to exit the compare. For several years, I couldn't figure it out. So I would just close Notepad++ completely and then reopen it, knowing that my tabs would still be there and it would be no longer comparing. But apparently you just have to hit compare again, which is counterintuitive, and it turns it off.
All right. Well, looking at the votes so far, we have 2 possible winners. Do you prefer one over the other? They're both good, if you ask me.
Don't be an idiot. Stadia.
And Act Now.
Matt wants more trampling.
No, not that one. Tijuana Thanksgiving? Come on. That's not got to be the one, right?
It was TJTG. Or TJTD for Turkey Day.
TJ Turkey Day. Tijuana Turkey Day.
Yeah.
I don't care. Do you have any votes on either of those?
I'm pretty sure I've got a vote on everything.
Oh, gotcha.
Which means I'm probably the only person that's voted for over half of the things. So more people need to vote.
That's true.
There's more than 3 people here. Just Wabbit, me, and you. That's 3 by yourselves.
Yeah, that's true. What's wrong with guys? Go to tvs.showaboutthetv and help us decide which one to pick.
Participants.
Other than that,
Yeah. But so you got big plans? You got
the
families
family's all
coming
here.
over? Okay.
The family's already here.
Cool.
Tonight
In
was
from where?
Most Central Washington.
Okay.
They just came across yesterday, and one of them actually was all the way in. We took a trip to the East Coast. I don't know if she wants me to tell her where everybody went, where she went, but she went out and she just got back, and she had a job, and she was Elite Wolf voted. He said he tipped the scales, but no, so they're all here. They're all waiting patiently for me to be done here. So, so I can go and help them out or whatever they're going to do. Although recently we've everybody's going to bed around 8:30 and it's already 8:43. So
yeah,
it's cold. It's dark. Everybody gets tired. Yeah, people just like, and also getting up at 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning sucks. So don't have to do that tomorrow though.
Yeah.
Sleep in.
So you'll appreciate this, I think. So for the project meeting, the project that I have to travel to Puerto Rico for, I was talking the meeting this week. I was talking to the guys down there, and it's like, well, I haven't been down there, so any recommendations of where I should look for a hotel? And they're like, well, everybody stays at this one place that's close by. Or he said a lot of people stay there, but you probably want to stay in San Juan because that's where all the stuff is. You can like go walking or running and, do all. And I was like, dude, we have to do this and replace this entire network in this factory over the span of 2 days. There's not going to be any time for me to be walking or running anywhere but inside the factory.
So I could do the local one, the close one.
I got the closest one that was preferred. That wasn't like some weird place.
So all you have to do is somehow get from the airport to there, and you'll be okay,
Yeah.
right?
It's a Marriott, but it looks like a Holiday Inn Express.
I like Marriotts.
I like Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, okay.
It's fine. But I mean, Holiday Inn Express is like the top of the Holiday Inn, which is funny because you think Express. I know, but it's actually the top.
Sounds
one.
like the cheap one.
Yeah, I found out recently that how those work is so the hotel chains, they own multiple brands.
Right.
And then they're ranked based on quality.
Right.
So what they do is the one at the bottom, the absolute bottom, they will go through and completely remodel it. Mm-hmm. And it gets rebranded to the top one. And then everything else gets rebranded down.
Oh, weird.
So that's why you may notice that every 5 years or so, the hotel like changes names.
Right. It's like, it's no longer a double tree. No, it's a
yeah, it's a single tree. But that's how it works. Once it makes it all the way down, then it gets refurbished. That way they're constantly, like every year, they're remodeling one of the hotels. And it was like, oh, yeah, because that nice remodeled hotel isn't necessarily the nice remodeled hotel in 2 years.
Right. But it's still fine.
It's still fine, but which is where it ends up in the mid, right. So like, yeah, it's like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, all right. Well, we got
a winner.
Yep. Don't be an idiot. Stadia. Google.
I love it.
Give us a go. We'll I come up with these all.
We got ideas. Google. Because you
clearly aren't putting in any work on this. Just pay us. We'll do it.
We'll give you. I mean, what do you want to promote? We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you're about to miss the bus on Stadia.
They should totally do it. We should totally get the crowdsource this. Make this happen. Go to Reddit, Say, make it. Is there a Reddit thread for commercials that should exist? There should be a thread for that.
Condoms and Goodwill.
No.
That they don't need to advertise that?
No.
I'm trying to decide if there should be an exclamation point after Stadia, but it looks weird. It looks like Stadial.
No, just Stadia.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's in there. Anything else before we shut this down?
Are we doing anything fun this weekend?
I got to drive up north tomorrow. We'll eat some food. I'll come back down here at some point. And, yeah. I'm off tomorrow and Friday. Well, I'm off till Monday, so that's good.
Yep. Yeah, I think.
But then next weekend, I've got a huge project that's finally...
I have to change some DNS this weekend, so things move from an old website to a new website.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, but I got to make sure that happens this weekend. That's a thing. That's all right. All right, well then, I think I'm good.
All right, well, thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you still have a great Thanksgiving.
The point of the American Thanksgiving is that it is so unlike everything else in America. Unlike all other things where it's celebrated for being the biggest, the baddest, the most amazing, the most popular, being the most powerful, whatever the case is, sports, being the winningest team, being the most
well, that's exactly what Thanksgiving is. It's being thankful for having all the biggest, baddest, freest, most awesome things by having the biggest, baddest, most awesome dinner.
The thing that Thanksgiving flips on its head, though, is that the fact that Thanksgiving has no real thing that you need to purchase other than the dinner. The dinner is the meal is the thing. Mm-hmm. The meal is the experience. Spending time with friends and family, spending times with those that you love, spending time having a good time with them. Make sure that you that everybody understands that. It's not about gifts. It's not about winning. It's not about having the biggest and most important job. It's not about having any of that. It's about being. It's so un-American in so many ways, which makes it weird that it is actually one of the most popular American holidays, and it's wonderful. So.
Honestly, I wouldn't say that it's un-American because most of the American holidays are that specifically. That's enough. What 4th of July is. That's what Veterans Day is, Memorial Day.
When I said American, I mean commercialized.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the thing. The actual American holidays,
right?
Every single one of them is about introspection, reverence or thankfulness, that kind of thing. It's the commercial holidays.
It's those darn Christian holidays. They're just full of
Yep, I'm waiting for
candy and
I'm waiting for
presents.
The day where they have Ramadan decorations at Home Depot. Prepare for your Seder at Sam's Club.
Okay.
Hey, my new stove has a Sabbath mode, so I'm ready for Passover.
Is it a black stove?
It actually is.
Okay. Nice.
The Sabbath mode turns off all the features that like Hasidic Jews aren't allowed to operate on Sabbath. They're not like allowed to turn on and off lights and do stuff.
I guess I didn't know about the lights.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So there's
it can't turn on the oven light, in other words.
Well, that's the thing is it's got a clock. Basically, they're not allowed to do anything that would affect something else.
Oh,
I think is the explanation. So the Sabbath mode, I had to read into it because I was looking through. I was like, what the hell is Sabbath mode? And the stove is black, so I joked it. So is it a Black Sabbath mode?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it turns off the clock, and then you can program the oven to turn on and off at a specific time so that you're able to prepare your meal without actually.
You're doing outside the Sabbath.
Yes. See, and there are families that will pay people to come over to the house to turn the lights on at a certain time, turn the lights off, because they can't do it. And I don't
mean this in a bad way,
No.
everybody who listens to this, but that's bizarre. I don't mean that in a bad way. It just
is. It's and I think it comes down to as part of work. Because they're not allowed to work. You're not allowed to do anything.
That makes more sense.
Exertion or whatever.
Right.
Somehow when technology came in, then that got adopted into, blah, blah, blah.
Right. It used to be 20 hours
You're not
of work
allowed
for an
to
hour.
you're basically not supposed to do something that causes something else to happen, I think is the logic for why you can't turn on the lights. Because
20 hours
going to make you an honorary Jew.
Yeah.
Fine.
I think I already am.
Except for the whole pork thing.
Well, not all Jews don't eat pork.
That's true.
I think I complain enough that people assume I'm Jewish. Stereotypes.
Hey, I think stereotypes are fun.
Oh, absolutely.
As long as you don't, hurt somebody with them.
Yeah. No, I mean, stereotypes are typically there for a reason. People don't just come up with stuff out of the blue. But yeah, have fun. As long as it's used in good fun. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to get out of here.
Okay, me too. Thanks, everybody. We will catch you all next week. Have a great Thanksgiving.